Hello guitar community, I'm AndyPaul and you're watching Guitar Guru channel. You picked this video because you probably purchased a guitar processor from Fractal Audio, probably FM3 or FM9, FM9 Turbo, and you don't know what to do with that. Well, I've been there when I purchased my FM9 Turbo. For a whole month, I couldn't find time to start programming it. It was so complex. It's really like a rocket science. For a musician like you and me, it's very hard to understand how it all incorporates with softwares, with using laptops, computers to basically program it, because on a computer screen you see it better than on a small screen on your actual unit. I could not understand for a very long time how to plug it in, because there are multiple methods, and depending on you using a tube amp or guitar combo, or you plug in straight in line, or you use headphones, it will be a different types of setup and you need different cables. Not to mention you need a special cable to connect your unit with your laptop. And whether it's Mac or Windows, you need to download a specific FM9 edit software. So it's going to be a challenge if you're just a regular musician and you're not a computer geek and you're not a programmer. But I don't care about being savvy with computers, right? As a musician, as a guitarist, I want to be able to just take my unit, my guitar processor, and be able to manipulate with sounds and pick what I like, and maybe get something that's already preloaded, where I don't have to program or purchase sounds. When you pay $2,000 for a guitar processor, you expect to have at least some capabilities and some sounds already preloaded and ready to go out of the box. And although FM9 Turbo is a very versatile guitar processor, a lot of famous musicians, including Steve Vai or even Metallica, use this processor in their recordings, so you can tell it must be good, right, if these people use it. With the out-of-the-box presets, we have a problem, which I explain in a minute. So, to help you get off the ground, I decided to record this short video that is called FM9 for Dummies. In this first video, we will review how to plug your processor in and make it sound, how to switch between banks, presets, and scenes, and we will look for good sounds and scenes that you can use right away out of the box. And out of the box, we have almost 400 presets. Each preset has multiple different sounds inside, right? So it's thousands of sounds, but from what I found, most of them are useless. To save you time, because it's going to be days and weeks of your time, believe me, I will show you which sounds you can use right away from out of the box situation, and I will show you which sounds require least of programming or changing or tweaking. So let's talk about how to make it sound. Well, you can just start by using your headphones. Since you spent $2,000 on your guitar processor, it probably makes sense to spend at least $100 on a good headphone set. So I purchased Studio Pro 10. All right, it's basically for DJs or for people who work in a music studio, and you just plug in using this mini jack. It should be good enough for starters. You don't want to spend extra time, getting your laptop incorporated or plug in to your combo or straight into your PA system if you have one at home. With headphones, you have an ability to program or experiment with sounds without making noise, and if you have kids sleeping at night, you can still work on your sound. You can also plug in using 4-cable method, and for that method I strongly recommend you check out my other video I created on FM9 and tube amp. It's right here, and link is gonna be in the description under this video. However, in my experience, it absolutely does not make sense to use tube amplifier, especially something expensive, to work with your FM9 Turbo. It just does not make sense. The way 4-cable method works is that you bypass the capabilities and all good stuff that your tubes will give you in that amplifier. So it defeats the purpose of spending $4,000 or $5,000 on tube amp if you're not using its features, right? So 4-cable method bypasses everything but preamp and speaker, and only built-in simulation of tubes will sound from your processor. So basically the best case scenario is when you plug in straight into a line in a mixer, right? When you're on stage or you have a rehearsal space, you just plug it directly into line. Something like this. I use my mighty Gibson Les Paul custom shop, and then this cable is plugged into input number 1. It also says instrumental on the bottom. So the first left input. And then another cable goes into output number 1. And you can use left since we're using it in mono for now. And then in your PA, you basically plug it in straight into your line. And make sure effects are all down to 0. You don't need effects. Okay, this is level, like volume, and I put all treble, middle, and bass right in the 12 o'clock position. That would be it. It's ready to go. You just plug in, make sure you have master, you have a little bit of volume here, and make sure, that's the most important part, that output number 1 has volume right here. All right, if it's in 0, you will not hear anything, so bring it a little bit up. Adjust to your liking. Then power up your unit. And by the way, to tell if it's FM9 or FM9 turbo, the only way you can tell is that when it starts, it will tell you if it's a turbo version right here. You see, FM9 turbo. With the plain one, word turbo is not gonna appear. Now, after you plugged in, most likely it will start with 000 or 001 preset. So very beginning of your out-of-the-box presets. Now you get to understand. You have banks. These are on the far right. This is how you switch far in between presets. It will jump over 5 or 6 presets at a time every time you press the button. Okay? So if I pressed it and now I go to that left thing, I'm in 005. You see? It's jumping. If you need to go from 001 to 100, you will need to use banks multiple times and then press this button on preset to see which one you're at. So you go bank 2, 3, 4, 5, left button, and you are at 030. Now you press down bank. It shows you're back to 001. So press this button. And you are, one more, and you are at 001. Now, when you are at 001 preset called 65 bass guy, you will see different sounds available called normal, bass, normal effects, bass effects, and so on. Verify they are here. Normal, bass, normal effects, bass effects, and so on. If you don't see them here, press this button. Instead of presets, it will say scenes, right? So press it to make sure you see these names the way they are displayed in that drop-down menu. So now if you want to go from normal to bass, instead of pressing navigation, right, and switching between the sounds, like I'm pressing navigation up and down, you can actually do it with your foot right here. From normal, you can go to bass or normal effects, and you will see it's in normal effects. If you want to leave this preset and go from 001 to 002 to a different preset with different set of sounds, you actually press this button that says presets. And then you will switch the names of scenes to names of presets. And by going from 65 bass guy to vibrato Lou, for example, you see you are in 002. If you press next one, deluxe verb, here it's gonna be 003. You press next one, you are in 004. Now to go from 004 to 005, you will need to change a bank because you already exhausted all preset buttons. So you are at double verb
and right here 004 is double verb. There is no more button to go to preset 005, so you need to change a bank. So you press another bank up, and first button here, right? And you'll be at 005. Next one's gonna be 006, 007, 8, 9. You want to go to 10, again, bank up, and first button here, and you are at 10. Then simply switch to explore what you have in 010, like different sounds, different scenes. You press scenes, and now you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 8 of them, because you have 8 scenes. They're gonna be here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because this button is dedicated for switching between presets and scenes. So that's what you have to memorize. You want to go back to 001. Make sure you are in presets. So when you read presets, press, and you will have access to banks. Otherwise, they're gonna be different scenes, different sounds. And you go downgrade bank. First button here, you back to 005. Again, down bank. First button here, you back to 00 or 001, and so on. 2, 3, 4. So we got back. Now let me explain my love-hate relationship with Fractal audio systems. So the way it works, you have almost 400 different presets already built in. And not a lot of useful sounds, but let's say you like something in this 004, you like a couple of sounds, all right? And then you like another sound somewhere in preset number 300. You will need to hit this band. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you'll be only in 100. So you need to repeat all that 2 more times to get to preset number 300. And the strangest thing is that if you like something in 300 and you want to move it closer to 004, you can actually copy the entire preset and position it closer to 004. You can put it in 005 place. But it's only possible to copy the entire preset with all the sounds available. You cannot take individual sound, copy, and move it closer to presets or inside the preset that you are using in a specific song. For some reason, that capability is just not available. So I will show you how to copy a preset and move it closer to presets that you are using in your songs in the next video when we cover computer software, FM9 edit program or software. Then it's basically possible only if you use laptop, unfortunately. But it will be not possible to copy one individual sound and move it to another preset. To do that, you will actually have to go through many steps copying individual components of that sound. I mean, delay, reverb, compressor, drive, distortion, whatever you have in this sound, you'll have to copy it one by one, move it to library, and then recreate this sound from scratch. It's a pain in the neck. Why they didn't include the capability of just copying one sound and placing it in a different preset is beyond me. Because anyways, it's computerized, right? If you can copy the entire preset, why you cannot copy just one single sound? If you already know, this processor has almost 400 presets with multiple sounds inside, but I found only 24 presets are really useful. Now pause this video, take a piece of paper and a pen, and start writing down the useful presets and sounds inside of each preset. Believe me, there is nothing else to actually use from the preloaded effects. The processor is full of dumb rotary sounds and flangers and choruses that are not useful in real life. You can skip first 9 presets and go to preset number 010. Here you have sounds or scenes number 1, 2, and 5 that are somewhat useful. So it's a pretty powerful Brit 80. And then a lighter version of it, which you can convert to a more powerful. So all these 3 sounds can be used in the same song if you play something like ZZ Top. Now switch to preset number 12. The only sound that is useful here is scene number 8, which is called lead, mid, gain. It sounds somewhat pleasant. Now, preset number 21, one of the most useful on this processor from the library. It has clean, crunch, and lead that you can actually use in the same song, in the same preset. That is awesome. So here's clean, crunch, and lead. Preset number 24 is somewhat useful. It covers Friedman amplifier sounds like tube amp. These are the sounds. HBV1, 2, 3. All similar. But again, just listen now what real Friedman tube amp sounds like in my room compared to this sound. Next useful preset is number 34. First three sounds are somewhat useful. So it's like classical rock, something like Deep Purple, lead, FX lead, and octave. Octaver is really cool. But that's about it. Another useful preset, number 37, it's for people who play very heavy thrash and death metal. You can pretty much use any sound here. It will work for heavy rock music. Next useful preset is number 39. This one is kind of interesting because it has a classic rock sound. And if you don't want to tune your guitar half step down to play in E flat instead of E or in A flat instead of A, so it will save you a hassle of retuning your guitar or have another special guitar tuned half step down. You can electronically move this A to A flat. And now everything you play in A will actually sound like A flat. So you don't have to use alternative tune for your guitar. Now we jump to preset number 65, where you can use sound or scene number 1 and 3. It's a classical hard rock and heavier version of it. Now preset number 66, pretty useful because again it has clean, normal, bright, and lead within the same preset. So clean, normal, bright, and you have lead. Preset number 77 is good for leads. You can explore first 4 sounds in preset 77. In preset 78, you can use only scene number 4, only sound number 4, which sound kind of cool with this harmonic tremolo. If you like this type of sound. Preset number 82 is what they think Petrucci rig sounds. So I don't know if it's exactly John Petrucci sound, but this is crunch. Very similar crunch. Fuse. Apparently solo. Another solo. So I don't know if Petrucci really sounds like that. Hear what he sounds like in real life. Preset number 100. It has a pretty good scene or sound, number 6, called thick lead. I highly recommend to try it and possibly copy it eventually in your preset. Very nice sustain, very thick lead sound. Preset number 127, specifically scene 7 and 8, sound kind of cool and give you a sound that you may look to play something like Alice in Chains. And the same version of the sound with drive on 8. Preset 135. If you like this kind of effect, you can play with first 4 sounds. Preset number 137 is for people who are looking to harmonize melody when they play solo. So you can experiment with different tonalities. In A minor C major, it's like that. Preset 153, dedicated to octaves. Scene number 4 is in particular cool. You can play something like that. Preset number 158. These are basically chimes. If you like this kind of effect, imitating keyboard. And different variations, you can add synth to that. Now we jump to 163 preset, and first 2 sounds, the only 2 available, will make you sound like Beethoven organ type of music. Something like that. Preset 165, specifically scene number 3, imitates 12-string guitar. Not very close, but you can play something like Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi. Now preset number 228. One of my favorite here, very few sounds that impressed me in this processor. This scene called Zamfir is in particularly cool. You can play something like Chinese pentatonic sound. But get this, it's even cooler if you imitate, let's say, Child in Time by Deep Purple keyboard sound. Make sure your attack is strong, because without attack it sounds very dim. And one more cool sound called Prog Duo. This is what you can do with that. One more cool sound I found in preset number 247. Number 3 effect is like 5-octave lead. It's not only, it sounds like lead guitar with octave, it sounds like organ also, so you can play Beethoven stuff again. And finally, probably the coolest preset that FM9 Turbo has preloaded out of the factory is preset number 380. It's created by Leon Todd, one of the profis that works with Fractal Audio, and he's a working musician. He's got a very nice music blog on YouTube. I highly recommend checking him out. And he's got tons of videos on Fractal Audio products. But the problem with all these videos is that they are either very versatile and oriented on studio recording engineers, or it's more than 100 videos in one series to actually understand how FM9 works. So typical person would not have time to cover all that. That is why I'm creating a simpler version. So 380, especially first 2 sounds, it's a rust crunch. And a heavier version, more like solo or guitar riffing. With this sound you can play anything from Whitesnake to Metallica.
That would be it for today's video. Now you know how to switch between different presets and scenes and sounds in FM9 Turbo processor. If you have additional questions and suggestions, please share in the comments down below. What do you think? Should a guitar processor that's worth $2,000, should it have more useful, preloaded out-of-the-box sounds? Just let me know, let's discuss. Next video I'm gonna dedicate to ability to use computer software with your FM9 processor. So it's gonna be all different level, but again, it's gonna be pretty simple, with examples. Basically, FM9 Turbo for dummies, but part number 2 with FM9 editor software. In this new video, I will show you how to copy specific preset from one place to another, or specific sound from one preset to another. Stay tuned, action on the channel, subscribe not to miss the next video. Until then, God bless and take care.